Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served up plainly. Your dose of wit, it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen, Almost Daily, another episode. Hello, I'm Stephen Allen. It's a Thursday, so that's Almost Daily. And we're back with another one. It's a Thursday, which means last night I was working until 2, got home at gone 3. So just lower your expectations, could you? Just a little bit. This is the live stream version, so if you are watching it live, well, you must be watching it on YouTube. Head to the comment section. Get some comments involved. We'll do some of those shortly. It's slightly earlier today because I'm going to be on Times Radio. Obviously, we'll do this in the plug section as well, just talking about dad jokes and their use in the political sphere. More on that later. I'm not going to cover any of it here. You can tune in to the actual thing. It does mean we had to move the podcast, but I did a poll. Now, I can load up the poll. There we go. I asked if you would rather me do a short one, get it done in 20 minutes, do it at 11:45, or you're too upset to poll, which I believe is a verb. Look at that. 23 votes. Sweet mammary glands. Now, that's, some would say, not a lot of response. Others would point out it's more than are watching this right now. So some people have voted in this poll with no intention of watching either late, early, or polling. I suppose maybe if you counter in the fact that the 39.1%, that's the good thing about 23 respondents. This is what I remember from GCSE geography, where you had to pretend you're doing a survey. You get a nice odd number. And it really makes the stats look we're down to a 1 decimal place there. That looks like these are important figures. Maybe we'll start doing more polls, actually, and pretending that's news at some point. Thank you very much for taking part. And we can see what's happening. I should point out as well, the technology, the side cam still doesn't work. Yesterday, if you listen to the audio-only podcast, the flipping thing started working again. Plugged it into a different USB hole. They were brilliant. I'll have to give back the Ko-fi money. That's upsetting, but it worked. And then I plugged it in today. Gone again. I'm gonna have to buy one, or we have a side cam that works on like 1 day a week, which is kind of like a council worker, and no one wants one of them near them, do they? So we've got that sorted. Let's use some of the comments on my little side button. I've got new side buttons to load in all this stuff. When I get used to it, it will make this show slicker. A lot of conversation in the comments by the looks of it, talking about breakfast. Good, I like that. Charlotte says, my form of energy today is edible candy bra. The energy bra of the week. Do you know what? I'm sure we can make the jingles. Who the hell picked for it to be a shorter one, says Charlotte. Rude, but maybe they're making a good point. It'll be Chris if he's in the cover. Is that Chris? Are you the one who likes it shorter? That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Wait. Judel says exactly, Charlotte. I'm not sure what are we talking about the length of the podcast? It's not the length of the podcast. It's the width, the girth of the podcast. There is some way that would be an analogy. Charlotte says, the sweet chance of a sidecam coming back, and now my dreams are crushed. I know, but I am going to go on Temu. Thank you for all the donations that we received. Honestly, thank you, because I can now afford a slightly better camera than that, but I won't get a slightly better one. And that would ruin it, wouldn't it? So anyway, more on that in future. I'm going to order it from some dodgy Chinese app, so it'll take about 15 months to get here. So let's not get too excited. Meanwhile, we can start off with a look at the front pages.
Here are today's front pages.
Yeah, it is. Look at the buttons. Press this one. Should come. It flipping comes up. Oh! Ship hits the fan. Front page of The Sun. And this is a story that proper memes. Hopefully these are. He's just turned up there. He said, oh no, almost missed this one in the comments. Was editing Keir Starmer's video for his son coming out soon. All right, well, everyone check out Proper Memes on social media. Meanwhile, Proper Memes flagged up this story for me yesterday, saying, surely we need to talk about this. A submarine shining a laser at one of our planes. A Russian submarine. I mean, yeah, you get some of that. And it is worrying. As I said last night on GB News, this is very dangerous to shine a laser into a cockpit because if the pilot is a cat, absolute carnage. and the next thing you've crashed. So this is not it's not a joking thing. This is a serious matter, I'll have you know. Vlad Boat hits RAF with lasers. Someone commented on social media actually about what energy would we need in a laser for it to be able to like burst a dinghy. I don't know. Thanks for asking. Even though Proper Memes has now sent me the science jingle.
Science Corner.
I've not worked out anything to do with the heat enthalpy of melting rubber. It's almost like, hopefully whoever messaged that to me was thinking Steve's good at science rather than Steve knows his way around getting rubber too warm. Either way, thank you for your comments. So there's that side of it. The front page of the Daily Mirror does with it, "We see you, we're ready. UK warning to Putin as spy ship targets RAF planes." Really? Warning of like, oh, we see you and don't do that. Don't. I think John Healey, Defence Secretary's official and most threatening response was, and that'll sort him out. I was on GB News last night reviewing the newspapers, and one of the guys I was on with, we're starting to get on. He's like the voice of popular conservatives, and normally you think, oh, we can get on. We're starting to get on. I'm getting older. I think that's what it is. He was saying, if you zoom into the front page of the Mirror, I'll get it down here so you can really read it. Vladimir Putin was wrapped. That's as much as we can do. The telling off is simply a bit of a wrapping. Just naughty Vladimir Putin. I think that's what they mean by wrapped. I mean, obviously, there's one other type of wrapped that it could be. And for that, I'd need my headphones. If we're doing some proper stuff, you've got to get your headphones on. There we go. If we're going to start dropping some beats, this would be one way of rapping against him, wouldn't it? I'm a tough MP. I'm not touchy-feely, I'm in charge of defense, and my name's John Healey. Got subs to my left, got subs to my right, dropping memos being tough, said I'm ready for the fight. But there's not a lot I can do. We ain't got no hope. Maybe put my beady eye through my big telescope. I'd love to start this fight and then put the boot in, but there's not a lot I can do about Vladimir Putin. Word. Can I get that back in the cans more? Is that what Kanye says at the end of Gold Digger? Something like that. Mute that. I probably don't need that again. So that's that story dealt with. I'm sure we're all across that one now. And yeah, I can play in music beds now. Let's shrink this bad boy down. Get this back to size. 10% council tax hike for millions to transfer money to North and Midlands. And look, it's very easy to disagree with this and say, blah, 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 because I live in the South now. But can we just check the details? Is there a chance that because I was born in the Midlands, I could still claim? Because it's amazing, isn't it, that if that were a thing, I'd be in favour of this story. But if it's not, then I'm not. Interesting. Also, front page of the Express. Proof pension triple lock must stay, says the Express, which is sold to pensioners. And I'm no expert in marketing, but you tend to not want your target market to die. That's what it is. Look, I think the triple lock should go, and this is the first time I've got to do this. I did a whole long video about the why triple lock is not sustainable. It's on my YouTube thing. I get to do that thing where you point and say, look, there'll be a link up here, or there'll be a link. I'll add one at some point if I know how to do it. One of these, there'll be a link, or in the description. I don't know what they do. It's like I'm an actual YouTuber or something now to nearly 23 people. That's the front page of that. I've got some good comments on this we'll get to. What percentage of Britons think the economy is great state under Labour? 0%. That's a good survey, but you didn't ask 29 people, did you? And that's the kind of numbers you need to start getting like 0.1% Daily Mail, so maybe you've actually dropped the bucket on that one. There's your front pages. Let's go back to the comment section, where we have intriguing... hang on. PM says, oh no, almost missed it. We've all got that one. Side button skills, says Charlotte. And Science Corner, the best corner. You're right. I think it is. We don't even know how many corners I've got, do we? Because if ever there's going to be a podcast that has polyhedra, it's this one. Proper Meme says, we see you. Good pun. Should have put that in the wrap. OMG class, says Joodles. Oh, God help me, says Charlotte. It's interesting, isn't it? The audience may well be split in my rapping abilities. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Chris Curling says method. Yeah, I really went full method on that one. And triple lock, ouch, says it depends where you put it, doesn't it? Right, we're up to date with the comments. Let's see if I can find the button that gets us into the main business.
Let's get inside the news.
I have my notes. I have several notes to try and get through on today's show. And we've got to do it before I need to head off and be on the radio later on. So, okay. Should we try this one? Yeah, let's see if we can load up. There's the story. China attempts to spy on MPs written with poor English. What you've got to love about this story is Chinese attempts to hoodwink MPs could have worked if they'd have been a little bit better at speaking English. It's delightfully patronising, isn't it? Like, we did very well, but I believe you ended the sentence with a preposition. Well, there's a split infinitive. I knew something was awry when I saw a split infinitive. But, joking aside, it's good. At the moment, you can spot dodgy emails because the English isn't great. AI will correct this. So it is a worry. What I think we need to do is use this to our advantage. And so what I do whenever I get an email that I'm not sure about its provenance, I read it out loud in a Chinese accent to see if it fits. And if it does, suspicious. So what I'd like to do for you now is if I can go into my spam folder and I'll just read out one of the spam emails in a strong Chinese accent. Haro. Not sure what happened there. That's anyway, I'll try it along. I do have a Huawei router. Okay, maybe we'll just move on from that story. But the pedantic grammar jingle says proper memes. Yeah, look at this. I'm getting used to.
Don't you mean?
Yeah, we're getting better at these jingles. And I'm getting better with the keyword. So look, over here, this story. There's the king. There he is. The king's on the show. I get the best guests. King talks shop with food firms beating waste. King Charles, the person, not the spaniel, helped celebrate the second anniversary of a scheme which he inspired using leftovers to reduce hunger and waste. Look, great scheme. Can you claim you inspired? Yeah, I came up with an idea. Letting the poor eat the food we rich people throw away. I think that's been happening for a long while, hasn't it? The idea that you were claiming, got this great new idea. All this food that we don't need because we're so absolutely rich. Let's throw it to the poor. Don't claim you invented scraps. Oh, King invented scraps. Not having it. Absolutely not having it. Oh, this one while we're doing the big leader news. When Ron met Don, Cristiano Ronaldo laughs with Donald Trump as the US leader gives the footballer a White House tour. But it's just this picture. Look, if I stood next to Ronaldo, I would not look athletic. But the fact that you've been out-thumbsed up by him, come on, let's warm up first. Do you know what I mean? It shows your lack of athleticism when you're like, like a dog. Just don't even get involved in a thumb with Ronaldo. If ever there's someone who's going to have good thumb action, it's him. Just saying, we've got non-stick Nicks here as well in the comment section. Morning all. What the hell's happened to Ronaldo's face? No, Jules, you're thinking of the statue of him. The statue didn't look like him. Imagine that if in the future, this is the bad thing about having a statue that looks nothing like you. In the future, when the apes have taken over, you ruined it. At some point, the sand will wash away and they'll see Ronaldo and they'll be like, God, this guy was good at football, but he had some genetic condition. Look at that state of this guy. Maybe we'll get a picture of him at some stage. I've got too much paperwork on today's show. What's this one? 100 cams at Louvre. 100 new CCTV cameras will be put up at the Louvre in a fresh security crackdown. Hashtag too late. The move follows last month's £76 million jewel raid. I say this, stop calling them crown jewels. Because if you don't have a monarchy, if you don't have to put up with the fact that we taxpayers are funding some bloke who ain't even a prince anymore because he enjoyed the massage on an island and like a dodgy, not even just, look, we've all had a go at the traffic island at Gallows Corner, but I'm talking about a dodgy island. And actually, no, there is a famous radio broadcaster who did go and do stuff on those kind of islands. Let's not talk about it. He was a good friend when I was doing my BBC Kent stuff. We'll move on from that. Oh, interesting. Look at this story. Prehistoric urge. Sorry, early humans and Neanderthals used to kiss one another, research suggests. I'm not sure how research suggests it, given that all we've got is the bones. How strong was this kiss that you can tell by looking at bones? I mean, I know you can see that ancient Egyptians used to make some sort of bread because the grain in the bread wore away their teeth. Still, what kind of a snog leaves dental work? I don't want to know. However, I do think we will never know the excitement, will we? You know, the idea of a little bit of passion that maybe the dare not speak its name, or the kind of, oh, we shouldn't be doing this. But we don't get to do it with another species and kind of get away with it. I mean, I suppose it's up to you, isn't it? It's not up to you. It's illegal. But the idea of like, oh, you're almost a human, but not quite. We'll never know that fun. Also, this did lead to like crossbreeding, and so we humans do have some Neanderthal DNA in us, so maybe we should be less judgmental. And I think it also explains the ongoing mystery on this show. Why do some women write to death row inmates? It's that you've got the Neanderthal DNA that loves a wrong'un. You love a Neanderthal, don't you? That's what it is. I'm not going to judge. So look, Judel says, I'll take that level of kissing all day long. What, the one that would require dental work afterwards? The one that might mean you lose a crown. And we're back to Prince Andrew. Hey-o! Passion. I remember them days, says Chris Curling. Do you? I'm not sure. I'm not sure remembering them exactly. Proper Meme says humans were batting for the other team. Is that? Were they a different team? They are a different species, aren't they? It's interesting. Please say Louvre again. Why? What's wrong with that? Absolutely checks out, doesn't it? That scans. Keep the comments coming through. Back into the news. Oh, we've kind of semi-covered this story before. I've got a full picture of it this time. Someone's feeling flush. We mentioned it was going to go up for sale. The gold toilet, satirising the rich, fetched £9.2 million at a New York auction. That is a waste of gold, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? The fact that you... And now I don't trust gold. If someone gives me something with gold, was this melted down from a thing that someone's done a poop on? Anyway, it's entitled America. That's actually quite funny. Crafted from more than 15 stone of 18-karat gold and is fully functioning. Is it, though? It might flush if you piped it up, but at the same time, it's going to be cold. I struggle with the porcelain sometimes. Obviously, the plastic seat warms up quite nicely. You want to go wood or plastic for the seat. But the porcelain of your Dalton, your Armitage Shanks, it is cold if ever you get an angle of dangle issue, don't you? If you sit down there and you're slightly more port starboard bow, if you're up to the bow and you get a little bit of contact on a cold day like today, not worth it. And the whole thing's going to be like that. It's like when Miley Cyrus sat on that wrecking ball, nude. And no one pointed out that is too cold for a lady to sit. I'm surprised Miley Cyrus isn't still stuck to that thing. This is why they didn't film it in Canada. If she is, you know, like in Dumb and Dumber where he sticks his tongue on it. A bit like that. None of this is clippable. I'm aware of that. What else have I got going in here in the comment section? Is the seller a Ukrainian politician? Oh. It says Proper Memes. Oh, where's Proper Memes' little thing disappeared? His logo disappears off the thing. Have you been censored? Your logo been censored. Chris says, what is a poupon? It's when you get a poo for less. It's like Groupon for pooing. Is it? Can someone look into that? One man's beep is another man's treasure. I guess it's not, is it? Grand Poupon, American French mustard, says Proper Memes. So you can get free mustard when you do a poo in America. We learn so much on this show. I don't know why it's fewer than 23 people. Proper Meme says Miley Thrushley. There we go. Why, you live and learn, don't you? Came in like a wrecking ball, but I bet she limped out. I don't understand that story, so we'll put that to one side. There's this one. Tax raid. Oh, we've got this camera option as well. Tax raid. Trigger for jobs carnage. This is the story of tens of thousands of jobs will be lost if betting taxes are raised in the budget. Again, just, woo! Someone's going to have to pay for it, and I'd rather it not be people who pay income tax, workers. I'd rather it be people who bet, who go down where the spoon thing, go down the bookies, and that's your life. If that's what you're into, it's up to you, innit? More than 40,000 face the axe at betting shops, casinos, horse and dog racing tracks, bingo halls. They'll have to trim it down to one fat lady. But I get the point. I've argued in the past the jobs you'd be losing are the jobs that help people do more betting. It's like saying we can't ban cigarettes, but we can't increase tax on cigarettes. Because you know how many people they employ? Do you know how many doctors get work thanks to cigarettes? But I also know if technology came in that meant betting shops could shed 40,000 of their shop-facing employees, they would. So maybe don't start going, oh, no, the jobs. As soon as you can get a self-scan till for betting, those FOPty things, you'd be absolutely flipping loving it. In the world of entertainment news, I can bring you some of this. Singer Jess Glynn has hinted she will propose to girlfriend Alex Scott after the ex-lioness revealed she was ready to get married. It's some sort of I'm a celebrity thing. She said, I will get married to her, just waiting for her to ask Rubes, when she was talking to Ruby Wax. And afterwards, the singer then said on Instagram, of course, I better go get a ring. If ever you've wanted to know if there is a division in a relationship like this where one might be traditionally more masculine and one might be traditionally more feminine, I'd say the one dropping the massive flipping hints about getting engaged and the other one thinking, oh, better do that now, is somehow fitting into the cliche. And it's not my fault. You're the ones literally acting this out. But I would say, Jess, absolutely right. Just acquiesce. The only way you'll get any peace. Although I suppose one of you is into football and the other one's not. Interesting, eh? I also don't know any Jess Glynn songs to do any puns based on that. Boys Heroin Hall. A schoolboy was caught with more than 80 wraps of suspected Class A drugs and a large knife, police said. Interesting, I imagine at some point his parents would have said, if you work hard, you can get into a better class. And he thought they meant the drugs. On Times Radio later, I'm talking about dad jokes, so I think I'm just in the frame of mind of stupid puns. Let's have a look what's happening in the comments. I bet that taxes will rise. Good, but if you win, and you're right, you'll win less than you would if you would have lost, eh? Proper memes, jobs will be lost, or at least lower wages. Wages. Good pun. Wrecking Ball, says Charlotte, I just got the idea for a treatment. That would certainly get some of the knots, wouldn't it? The steady on old boy, proper memes. And, and that's that conversation's off down that little rabbit hole, isn't it? A couple of things left to do before I head out of it to get ready for the Times Radio thing. That story's rubbish. This one's interesting. So the story, if I can bring you this. My Fair Lady, GB Eliza versus Wolfman. Look, it's about Miss Universe, which this is like the World Series, isn't it? Is it the Miss Universe? Because they all flipping well seem to be from Earth. So maybe we should just rein it in a little bit. It's a bit unfair. We've not even informed the aliens we're doing this. I'm not saying they're stunners, but it seems harsh, isn't it? Oh, look, the most attractive women in the universe are all from Earth. Are they really? You don't know. Have you ever seen Total Recall? One of them had 3. A Miss Universe hopeful leads the pack for anyway, the point is, the British woman fell over. She was doing this one. I'm going to try and show you the zoom-ins of all the different ones. She was doing an Eliza Doolittle thing, little sketch, and she fell over. And she said, no, I meant to. That was part of the deal. Yeah, because we've all seen My Fair Lady, and she was falling over left, right, and centre. You can't blame her. She could barely feel how she was walking because she had cold hands, cold face, cold feet. Wouldn't it be lovely? So I know she did that. And other places are the Sri Lankan one was doing that one. Nice. Okay. The Venezuelan one, sexier, I guess. A little bit Liberace, a little bit Candelabra. Oh, yeah, this main one's doing a little bit of, looks like she's going to go on some sort of January 6th riot. And, what's this one down here? Miss USA. Did you not want to be recognised? Oh, yeah, I want to turn up as being, I'm going to be, unless this was the thigh competition, you've worn the wrong outfit. This one's going on down there, Sweden. What is flipping happening? I don't want to judge, but it does make you miss the bikini round, doesn't it? I don't want to be too old school about it, but at least in the bikini round you tended to see a face instead of someone pretending to do an Eliza Doolittle. Move your bleeding ass. So we're basically finished. Let's have a look. Some comments before we get into the last few bits. It's too warm in here. I think that's what's happened. I'm currently packing a 24-degreer because it was so cold that I put the studio heating on, and it is good. Proper memes. Imagine being the only Miss World while your mate is Miss Universe. Yeah. Yeah, that's the competition, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. And let's have a look. They're all having the conversations. Before we play out, before we do the credits and the stuff that I need to plug, what have I got? I need to cover what happened last night. Just because I wanted some extra content for the show, and you can see the newspaper review from 11 last night. I'm on again, that'll come up in the plugs. But on the Late Show, Beverly Turner was actually in the UK. So I got to be in the studio all the time. And two things happened in the conversation that I was just very happy about because it really fits into this show. I'll try and play the clip. So this is the first part of what happened. We were talking about Meghan Markle's new Netflix thing. Anyway, here's the clip.
Meghan Sussex, that's what she insists we call her, isn't it? Meghan Markle is going to return to your screens with a special Christmas edition of With Love, Meghan.
I love the holiday season.
One of her fake friends who's been brought in, and they're talking about doing something. They both say, well, if you do this, it makes your guests feel, and they both say, seen. It jinxed. It makes your guests feel seen. And I just wanted to put my foot through the TV because I don't know about you, Steve, but I've never been on Christmas Day when someone's handed round the Quality Street and I've gone, oh, I finally feel seen.
Yeah.
It's so pretentious.
I hate to be pedantic, but it's the photons of light that make you feel seen. Just stop building it up and more than that. Someone looks at you. That's what you're thinking of there. That's what being seen is.
Photons of light got a mention. Yay!
Science Corner.
Everyone's favourite mediating particle, the photon. Boom. But that's not even the best bit, because then the conversation went like this.
What does it mean, Noralie? It makes you feel seen?
For me, when people listen to you, that's when you feel seen.
No, that's when you feel heard.
No. You really feel seen when you are heard.
It's a twofer.
Don't you mean...
So, there we go. That's what I got up to last night. A science corner and a pedant's corner, wherever it's pedantic grammar, in the same couple of minutes worth of broadcast. Oh, yes, in the comment section. Oh, press the wrong button. In the comment section, we have Joodles pointing out that I did promise in the write-up to do the naked cyclist story. All right, then. So this is the story of... I'd left it. The piece of paper drops on the floor. A motorbiker punched a naked cyclist on a charity bike ride off his bicycle after mistaking the nude group for perverts. You know, they do this naked cycle ride every so often. And this is the thing. You've got to stick to the peloton. If you're a naked cyclist, you've really got to stay in the pack. Because if you straggle, it's a fine line between being on a naked cycle protest thing and just guy getting his crack out. And this is what we learned. So this guy was like, look at this nude. I'm going to smack them. And then it all kicked off. And I defend the cyclists. It's kind of wrong. We seem to criminalise the human body anyway. And you know what? I think, if anything, cyclists can be annoying. Check my Substack out if you want to see some of my recent thoughts on that. But I'd tell you what, if you're stuck behind a cyclist, which you can be, it just makes it a bit easier. It's more of a fun wait if they're in the nude. Do you know what I mean? Just the view, just like, oh yeah, it reminds me I should go the Dartford Tunnel way. Do you know what I mean? At least you get to see something. Well, in the comment section, I think it was Joodles actually commented on the Substack thing, where it was saying like the slowest form of transport is actually a horse. And I was thinking, why don't we mind being stuck behind horses, but we do mind being stuck behind cyclists? And it's probably because you can see the bumhole. It might not be that now I say it out loud, but it also might be that because the naked cyclist, you'd be like, yeah, all right, I don't support you, but I appreciate your endeavours. Today's weather means you will either not see any naked cyclists because it's so cold, or if you do, you won't be able to tell they're naked. Everything would have shrunken so much. So you'll be like, that's a weird pink outfit that fella's wearing. So look, everything turns out all right. Even a hairy-arsed bloke, says Joodles. It's just more fun than being stuck behind a normal cyclist, isn't it? I very much enjoyed the part last night. Yes, the grammar. When people really listen to you, that's when you feel seen. What the... and I hope they wipe their saddles afterwards. I hope everyone wipes their saddles afterwards. I better crack on, because I've got to go and be on some Times Radio. Let's do the plugs. This is the button for the plug. Get rid of the comments. Bring up the plugs. Miss you, side cam.
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen
Let's have a look. Here we are. But plugs. Thursday, 12 p.m, 12:30 p.m. Whew, I nearly missed it. I'm on Times Radio talking about dad jokes. The protest in Parliament about paternity leave. I'm in favour of paternity leave. I'm in favour of dad jokes. And they're asking me to be on it because I'm a dad and I do jokes. Who knows? Friday, I'll be in Chertsey at the Bridge. I think it's a hotel, but I don't want to put that down there because I don't want to say, like, join me in a hotel, because that just comes across weird, doesn't it? I'm doing a stand-up gig. I think I'm on first. Saturday at 11 p.m, back on GB News doing the newspaper review. So maybe I'll correct people's grammars and be an absolute pain in the backside about photons again. Weekdays from 1 till 3 on All Hit Radio. Listen to me playing some songs. I'm also on YouTube. I'm on Substack. I'm on Ko-fi. Whatever. So you can subscribe and follow and all that. Like, subscribe, comment, bell, thumbs. I don't know all the things you're meant to say. I'm not cool and with it like the YouTubers, but do some of that and it all helps. We're done. We are all sorted. Covered all the stories, did all the plugs, played all the clips, even did a rap. What more are you not entertained? Thank you for some of the comments you've been giving. Let's have that last little look. Crack on, says Chris Wood. Was that about the fact that it says butt plugs? I'm aware what it says. Or about the hairy-arsed ones. I'm just saying, something to look at, innit? Not saying you like it in that way. But, you know, someone once snogged a Neanderthal, so who am I to judge? Love the dancing Stevie, says Charlotte, thank you. It's a wrap. Literally, proper memes, you're right. The Judel spotting all the hidden jokes as well today. We're done. Thank you very much. Subscribe, all the things, and until next time, bye.